India braces for powerful cyclone amid deadly virus surge. New Delhi, Associated Press. A powerful cyclone roaring in the Arabian Sea was moving towards India's western coast on Monday as authorities tried to evacuate hundreds of thousands of people and suspended COVID-19 vaccinations in one state. Cyclone Ta- Tayu- Tayukte, which has already killed 6 people in parts of southern India, was expected to make landfall on Monday evening in Gujarat state with winds of up to 175 kilometers (109 miles per hour), the Indian Meteorological Department said. Forecasters warned of a possible intensive damage from high winds, heavy rainfall and flooding in low-lying areas. The massive storm comes as India is battling with a devastating coronavirus surge, and both the storm and the virus could exacerbate the effects of the other. The storm has already led to the suspension of some vaccination efforts, and there is a greater risk of virus transmission and crowded evacuation shelters. I don't have to tell you, we know that the the virus surge um, in India is manufactured and is a fraud. No one has to tell you that. You already know that. And we know that the these people, these globalists, the unseen powers, the men behind the curtain are using not an actual virus, but the idea of a virus and of a pandemic to put people in a state of fear. And that state of fear is controlling their, health and have effects on their health and well-being and livelihoods and all that stuff. And we've seen with the likes of what happened in Texas in February with the um the freeze, the winter freeze, whatever it was, that was so odd in one of the sunniest states and hottest states in America. And we saw that the energy companies in Texas were profiting from that freeze and from Texans freezing to death and starving to death. And and we saw in right here in the Caribbean, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where the Nasufera volcano erupted, and they were trying to use it as they usually do. Never let a good crisis go to waste. So they were trying to use it to coerce people into getting vaccinated, and they got how much was it? 2 million. I think it was 2 million US 20 million. Is it 2 million, 20 million, 24 million, somewhere around there of relief funds that they got from the IMF, the IMF, the World Bank, one of the two. They're the same thing, that they got from those banking organizations. And now there's a cyclone heading towards India amid the already, you know, high um, vaccination rate, which is causing all those vaccinated people to then be hospitalized from the vaccines, which they're calling COVID. So you have all this death, all this devastation, and what is being portrayed in the media as a coronavirus surge, man, is the vaccines that are killing people. And you can see the pictures with the bodies, all the bodies strewn across the ground and the burning bodies and uh, all the bodies in the rivers. I mean, the propaganda level is very high, and they're gonna use the cyclone. They're gonna use it to keep the Indian people in a state of fear and in that fight or flight, you know, state. It's gonna keep their immune systems down, and they're gonna be more susceptible to illness and to dying and to propaganda as well. They're gonna be very suggestible. Now, this is only a theory, but how many coincidences does it take to make up a conspiracy theory? I mean, we've seen the evidence of these people using these crises against us. Manufactured or not, they're using them. And that makes you think, if these crises are coming so often, so frequently, and they're being used every time they arrive, they must be manufactured. It is a plan. And in my belief, I know many other people believe this as well, that these natural disasters are not natural disasters. They're manufactured just like coronavirus. Look, I said this. Earthquakes hit three Caribbean countries. This is posted on May 16th. An earthquake with a magnitude of 4.3 rocked three islands in the eastern Caribbean early Sunday. The Seismic Research Center at the University of the West Indies said the quake occurred just after 8 a.m. and was felt 126 kilometers north of St. John's, Antigua and Barbuda, 131 kilometers northeast of Bas- Basseterre, sorry for butchering that, St. Kitts, Nevis, and 226 kilometers north by northwest of Point of Petrie, some sort of French. Guadeloupe. Earthquake had a focal depth of 10 kilometers. There were no reports of damage or injuries. Now, this seems, unassuming. It didn't have any damage, but most of the volcanoes in the Caribbean are located in the eastern part of the Caribbean. And look at this. So this is showing the volcanoes, the Caribbean countries, the names of the volcanoes, the type of volcanoes, the elevation, and the last major eruption. So we know there was one this year in Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, the last Sulfur volcano. Now look for the three countries that felt the earthquake. And the first one was Antigua and Barbuda, but they don't have a volcano. So we go next to St. Kitts and Nevis. We have one St. Kitts. I have Mount Liamuiga. Sorry for butchering this. It's a stratovolcano, and the elevation is 3,793 feet, and its last major eruption was 200 years ago. Then you have Nevis right here. Nevis Peak, another stratovolcano. The elevation is 3,232 feet, and it was the last major eruption is unknown. So I guess that is long enough that they don't know about it. And then we go to Guadeloupe, which is here. They have the Grande Soufriere. It's another stratovolcano. The elevation is 4,813 feet, and its last eruption was 1971. And if I remember correctly, the 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 La Soufriere volcano in St. Vincent, before it erupted April this year, the I think his last eruption was 1974 or 75 or somewhere around there. So it's close to the time where La Grande Soufriere in Guadeloupe erupted last. And we go to see what type. It's a stratovolcano. Stratovolcanoes volcanoes are cone shaped and usually have steeper sides. Their formation is from sticky lava that is thick and doesn't flow easily. As a result, it forms steep sides due to the buildup around the volcano vent. Common in the Caribbean, stratovolcano volcanoes release explosive eruptions due to the gas buildup in their magma, with lava flows from them being heavily viscous. I guess how thick. So the recent eruption of the St. Vincent volcano, La Soufriere, was a stratovolcano, and be here in the surrounding neighboring countries of St. Vincent felt some impact, not as much as the St. Vincent people felt, but we felt some, effects of the ash, which then, in my case in Barbados, I am not too sure about other Caribbean countries, but here in Barbados, the ash affected the water supply. I mean, don't get me wrong, the water infrastructure was already not good, but the ash just exacerbated it, made it worse. The water was off for like 2, 3 weeks straight. It's usually not that bad. It's usually, you know, every other day in spring and summer, like every other day, or, a couple days a week. Every other day, a couple days a week, sometimes every day in the morning or in the evening, go off and come on in the morning, or go off in the morning, come on in the evening, something like that. But you see that the Eastern Caribbean is like I don't want to say a target, but I still want to say a target. It's been targeted because that's where the most volcanoes are located in the Eastern Caribbean. And you see it was three eruptions, three earthquakes, sorry, in that region. And two of the three countries that fell that have volcanoes. And if we get a situation like what we had in April with St. Vincent, um, it could seriously um, have serious impacts on the social and economic development of the countries where the volcanoes erupt and the surrounding neighboring countries where um, the ash fall will affect. I mean, her has been manipulating the weather for years. I mean, we have what happened, and this is just what happened this year. Like what happened in Texas, what happened in St. Vincent, and now a cyclone heading towards India. I mean, it just seems too coincidental. All at the right time, and no three earthquakes in the Caribbean. They just it just seems too suspicious. All these things could be naturally occurring, but with the whole the with the pandemic, you see, I don't. I'm leaning towards these things being manufactured. If they can manufacture a virus, a manufactured pandemic, what else can't they manufacture? So keep an eye on these people very closely because they will do anything, by any means necessary to get their objective complete. I mean, operating with people that the means justify the ends. You know, those people will go to some serious lengths to do whatever to get whatever. So it's just a theory. But it seems pretty believable for now. For now.